Good evening, guys, and welcome. We are back for the penultimate round already. The penultimate round of the Zenith F1 Esports Championship live here in Mexico. And what a season it has been. Matt 2 is the worthy champion already, but behind him there are plenty to play for, including the second and third place medals and plenty of battles up and down the championship to be decided as well. I'll go for the championship very, very shortly. But welcome to everybody. It's me here on commentary again, Dave Shaw, for the 19th round of the Zenith F1 Esports. And let's end it on a high. The last few races have been absolutely fantastic. Can we have 2 rounds to finish it off in a great way? That's not a great start for Jacob Bradbury, who's already been booted out of the session. A bit of delay tonight because obviously the game has had an update, and obviously the PlayStation system update as well as caught all of us off guard as usual. So a little bit delayed tonight, but hopefully the action will make up for that as the cars head out onto track. And as you can see there, Bill to Matt, first man out in the AlphaTauri, already making his way onto the track on an outlap. This track is a great track. One of my favourite tracks on the grid, in fact. Great to drive. However, one of the biggest problems around here is not only tyre wear, which is going to catch many out in this game, but penalties. Penalties as well is a different challenge in itself. Every corner is a threat. It's a bit like Monaco. You've got to eye the needle around these corners because one error around here means a penalty, and one big error can also put you in the wall. But the penalties are certainly going to be a different factor for these guys to think about. And that won't favour certain drivers too well. So after a thriller in Japan, what have we got in store coming up right now? Let's go on Lucas, because Lucas, the other AlphaTauri, on board with him now, has already started his outlap coming up to turns 3 and 4 already, the tight chicane. On board with the Greek driver now. Purple middle sector for Lucas. Round he goes. 18 drivers tonight, a few missing. A few of the Greek drivers missing. There's a big night in the Greek football for Olympiakos, which means you've got a few Greek drivers watching that missing tonight. Not Lucas, however, as he flies through this wonderful complex. One of the runners just in front of him. Looks like Frisky Biscuits in front of him as Lucas swings through his beautiful, fast-sweeping section of corners as Drakotos, thankfully, is rejoined. And, in fact, that runner seems to have a flying lap. It could be Jonathan Cox. No, it is Frisky Biscuit, but Frisky Biscuit has not got out the way of the AlphaTauri, who nearly runs into the back of him. Oh, Lucas caught out. I'm not too sure. Because Frisky, it says in the screens on outlap, and Lucas nearly ran into the back of him, and it's completely ruined his lap. That was close. So 122, but you're taking a lot of time off that, and that was heart in the mouth stuff for the Greek driver Lucas, and the Welshman did not see him in his mirrors. You'll see a return. Let's go in the bold Dutchman, TG Navy. Great to see him back on the grid. A great return for the Dutch driver, who is now a reserve. Unfortunately, can't be with us full time. Uni said, of course, take priority as he goes top of the timesheet straight away. He said in the comments he feels like a Nico Hulkenberg. Straight back in from the cold. Hasn't played the game in a long, long time. In a couple of months, he straightens that racing point and straight to the top of the timesheets. Nothing much has changed there. What about Leronix then? The German driver who went well, qualified third last time out at Silverstone. Unfortunately, got in a tangle with our champion Matt 2 in the first complex. Span the wrong way, and in the end, it was a retirement. So not the start that the Leronix would have wanted as the Navy gets well out the way, and the German driver goes on his final lap with a purple first sector in the Alfa Romeo. Of course, he'll be in the Ferrari next season. The Eagle Eye amongst you would have seen on social media that next season's draw, Season 2 lineup, has been announced and decided. Frisky goes into second place, and this man you're seeing on the screen now, Leronix, will be in the Ferrari next season in what should be a very exciting team. Let's get the next year's lineup on your screens. As Leronix spins it! Oh my word, in those fast S's. In fact, it's on the exit. Coming into the stadium section, Leronix has completely lost it. Lost his front wing. And that is not the start that he would have wanted. Granty Boys goes top of the timesheets. Granty Boy, any sort of points for Granty Boy will seal the runners-up spot for him. But that is a big shot from Leronix early doors. As I was saying on your screens now, there is next season's lineup. Season 2. What some excellent teams. There's T. Sammy is retired from the session. He's done as well. So he's out. But as you can see, Nick Mania and Crazy Power in the Mercedes. You're going to have Lucas and Laronix in the Ferrari, the Red Bull, Dracotos and Jacob Bradbury, the Renault, Slim and Hills are at McLaren, Granty Boy Shimi, Racing Point of Jamie 1 and Dan Murphy, AlphaTauri, what a team this is, the reigning champion Matt 2 and LR Simon, who sadly isn't here tonight, the French driver, but that is an exciting team. Bill to Matt and BP in the Haas, another great team, Oside Nova and Frisky and Jonathan Cox and Flying Sods as well, and 6 fine reserve drivers as well. Some of them are out there tonight. Looking forward to it. Charlie Brower said full grid. No, unfortunately, we've had a couple of late dropouts. It's been a little bit of a scramble the last 20 minutes or so. As a Slimbo jumps top of the timesheets. What can Jonathan Cox do? Who's invalidated. Jonathan Cox, a driver who's had a fantastic... Oh, and Dracotos, in the other Alfa Romeo, nearly lost it in exactly the same place as Laronix lost it. A big wiggle. Great to see the Greek driver back, Dracotos. A race winner, of course, already this season in Italy. Great to see him back. He's got a top 10 to play for. He can definitely get himself in as well, of course. We've just seen he will be on the grid next season as well as a full-time driver. Very quick on his day. Can he get in amongst the Hasses who are currently occupying the top 2 in the timesheets, 1 and 2? He goes 5th. That wiggle cost him a lot of time, and these times are a little bit spread out so far. Up goes to 4th place, goes Flying Soz in the Mercedes. A very hit-and-miss season for him. Matt looks like he's got some fuel on board. 3 laps in that AlphaTauri now for Matt. Just probably experimenting what the car's going to be like with fuel on board. Well, Crazy Power having a fantastic season so far. Let's get the top 10 up in the championship so far. Matt 2 is our champion. Crazy Power currently 8th in that fantastic battle for 6th place with Dan Murphy, Slim, Crazy Power, Oside Nova, Jamie 1. Go further on down. Emerson Hilton, Jacob Bradbury, Flying Soz, Dracotos. Well, Simon sadly is not here, but my word, that's a very, very tight battle. Jacob has thankfully rejoined, so he's going to get 10 minutes to try and do a lap time. But the championship behind. Yor, of course, is out for the rest of the season. So Hills are up and Nick Mania aren't raced. So Yor should, and rightfully so, well deserved, should take a bronze 3rd medal back to Greece with him, which will be in the post. So that's your championship standings. That's your further down. Big battles you can see between the likes of Lennon, Frisky Biscuit, Shumi Garcia, who's just dropped out last minute as well, T. Sammy, and of course Bill Matt, who is yet to score. Great battle down there. A lot of pride at stake for those guys at the bottom of the championship. They all want to beat each other. Laronix who's going again. But keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye later on in the race. Busy track out there, isn't it? Busy track. So T-Sammy's out. He won't be going around again. Kill Bill, as you can see, one of the reserves out there as well. Joshua Stevenson says, good luck, everybody. Please, in capital, no penalties tonight, brothers. Jacob Bradbury, of course, penalties, which denied Jacob a podium last time out in Silverstone and probably denied him a win. Jacob was fighting Slim and Matt 2 at the front. Of course, that incredible battle 3 wide into Cop's corner, which somehow didn't end a disaster. However, Maggots and Beckett's didn't quite go smoothly. Matt 2 was on the receiving end of again going side by side through Beckett's. Matt 2 came off worse. Jacob took the lead. He held on for the lead. He crossed the line in 1st place. However, his penalties shoved him all the way back as Laronix there. It's much better. Jumps into 3rd place. His Alfa Romeo teammate Dracotos has gone to the top of the timesheets with a 13.5. And that's a wake-up call for everybody. Matt 2's had his 1st lap invalidated. He's going to run again. On board with our Dutch driver, the champion. And Worthy Chamberlain took the crown away from Slim, who I already know will be gunning for it. Gunning for it next season. As will half these drivers. My word, there's at least 10 drivers here who could contend for the championship. No doubt about it. Nice wide exit into the stadium. This beautiful complex stadium. Must be a fantastic place to watch these Formula 1 cars. Not much overtaking this little section. Very tight and narrow, of course. Both Mercedes, 8th and 9th. BP's put himself into 8th place. As over the line goes our champion. And just behind Dracotos in 2nd place as the track starts to rubber in. What about Jamie 1, who's having a fantastic second half of the season? He missed the podium last time out by 0.5 of a second. Half a second away from his 1st podium of the season. He is getting closer and closer. And I can't help but feel he is on the brink of a possible podium. Good old Jinx invalidates his lap. Jonathan Cox out there, so what can he do on his second run? Another driver who has had a resurging last few races. Japan just denied his first podium. Silverstone last time out in round 18 just denied his first podium. Can he finally get a deserved podium? He has hit form at the right time, taking nice momentum into the new season. Here's your top 2.5 seconds separating the front guys at the moment. A little bit of field spread out there. Navy did a good job because he just jumped into the car. 4 laps of fuel on board as well. Crazy Power puts himself in 7th. Lucas up to 4th place. Has put that earlier run behind him on the same set of tyres, so he'll be happy to get through. So we've lost T-Sam. We're going to lose 2 other drivers. As it stands, it'll be Jamie and Jonathan Cox, but Jonathan Cox is about to launch himself, I think, into the top 5 with this effort right here. It's coming through the stadium section now. Round the final corner, completely different to how it used to be. Of course, it used to be like a Monza-style parabolica before the reconfiguration. And into 8th place goes Jonathan Cox, and that should be enough to get him through. Pushes his teammate Frisky down to 13th. Of course, Frisky, Kill Bill did a good job there in 12th, but Frisky and Matt are usually the ones that are battling away, trying to get themselves into Q2. Frisky Biscuit's done it a few times this season. Right, on board with Jacob. Pole position last time out, of course. Great to see him back at the front contending, and can he do it again? It'd be great to see Jacob up there. Jacob as well is going to try and hit some form and momentum towards the end of the season, going into the new season. It would be fantastic for him. I can see Frisky Biscuit has apologised to Lucas for blocking him last time out. As Jacob's to the line, big lap here for Jacob. So we're on board with Matt. Let's go on board with Jacob. Sorry about that. Good rear view shot of his. You see the inside of that left rear tyre. Already a lot of graining. Purple first sector for Jacob. This track should really suit Jacob. It should really, his style. It's a fast track. He loves an oversteery car. This section could be tricky for him though. He loves a slippery car, as Jacob, but he's handled that absolutely beautifully. Into the second part. Don't run too wide because you invalidate, and that's what he's done. That's exactly what he's done. He's invalidated. Again, the downside of an oversteery car. The car stepped out halfway around the corner. The rear got off on the track, and that's all it takes to invalidate a lap. And Jacob already up against it right now. And will he go again? He does. So he has got fuel to go again. So Jacob already does some early pressure. Let's go on board with Matt, finishing his lap now, and he's way up on his time. So this should see Matt bump up the order, possibly into 12th place ahead of Kill Bill, who's back out there as well, as is Frisky. Dan Murphy not setting a time yet, 4.5 minutes to go, and Matt does jump to 12th place, just behind Flying Sods. That's a good effort there from Matt. That's much more competitive. You feel Matt's at the brink of his first points. He's getting closer and closer. Because he was running as high as the top 3. Last time out at Silverstone, battling with the likes of Matt 2 and Slim, albeit he hasn't stopped. But he said he really enjoyed the experience up there and gained a lot from it as well. Lucas is done for the session. The Roddick's back out there, interestingly, on the same set of soft tyres. So what about Kill Bill, the reserve filling in the Ferrari? As Jonathan Cox also happy enough. He's done 8th place. So what can Kill Bill do? As it stands, he's safe. However, Jacob is still to set a time, and he's invalidated again. And I think he's rushing back to get in the pits. Dan Murphy, no time. JB1 also back out there. Jacob does pit. So can Kill Bill improve? He passes TTG Navy. He passes JB1 on the outlap. And in fact, Kill Bill's gone off. Sorry, I missed it on camera. I looked away. And I went where the Ferrari had gone. He spun it. So that's a dreadful start for Kill Bill, who may get through on his debut, but recovering on track now. He has got time to go again. So what about Frisky Biscuit then, the Welsh driver? Can he get another Q2 appearance? On board, the top guys are happy and satisfied enough. They don't want to burn off too many more tyres. Tyre wear is apparently an issue around here this season. Navy's done, he's to Q2, and Frisky's just down. He's got to find about 0.3 of a second to get Kill Bill. Very difficult track for setup and balance this one wise, but it's a very quick track. You've got the long back straight where you want that straight line speed, but you've got technical section like this as we're on board with the Welshman now, which is so easy to get wrong, but that looks nice and smooth. A nice balanced car there. As a, oh, that was Was that a recovering car in front of me? It's one of the Ferraris. I think like Kill Bill is again. And this looks neat and tidy. Hits the apex again. This runner looks nicely bubbled to the ground here. Can he get ahead of Kill Bill and put him under pressure in the last 2 minutes of a session? Here we go. And he does! A good lap in the end. 13th, and now the pressure is on Kill Bill. What about Dan Murphy? He's out there now as well. And Jamie, who is on a lap. And he's ahead of Dan Murphy on track. So let's have a look at Jamie first before we go back to Dan Murphy. So pressure really on the Dutchman now. He's been fighting for podiums last couple of races. He will not want to start down the back of the field. Of course, him and Dan Murphy will be teammates next season. This, however, looks a lot better from Jamie. Round the stadium section it comes. He's got to be so easy on the throttle on these corners because the curbs can seriously unbalance that car. It's off camber as well, and Jamie goes into ninth. That will do for Jamie. It pushes Dan Murphy down. It pushes Jacob out as it would stand. On board with Dan Murphy now into that said stadium section. Frisky's time may not be enough as it stands. Kill Bill is back out on another outlap. Has he got time to get out and go around again? Matt staying in the pits. Matt, in fact, is happy enough. He's into Q2. He's done. Well, Dan Murphy crosses the line into ninth. Just ahead of his teammate for next season. It's closing up again at the top. So, what about Jacob? This is a huge lap. He does not want to start down the back of the field. This would be a complete disaster for Jacob. Down into the first two corners. Turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 immediately follows, and straight into turn 4. McLaren getting well out of the way. I think that was Dan Murphy. Well done, Dan. Jacob cannot afford to slip up here. 27.8. It's a fast sector 1, but this is where the problems come. You don't want to run too wide there. You don't want to run too wide this tight little 2 apex hairpin. This looks a lot better from Jacob. Now, this is where he's had problems. This is where he invalidated last time out because the car, the rear end just steps out. Has he got the balance this time? This is where he did it last time. He's got to avoid that exit. A little bit more cautious, but he's through. Now into the stadium section. Nice. As a checkered flag comes out, Frisky Biscuit will be praying that Jacob doesn't do it because it will push him out as it stands. Jacob is nearly there. Kill Bill is out. He hasn't done enough. So what about Jacob on the final turn? Where does he go up to? It's third place, and that's more like it. And unfortunately, it pushes Frisky Biscuit out, and he has invalidated. So he will start 16th. Kill Bill 17th, and T. Samarales in 18th. Matt has got himself through by 0.2 of a second in the end. Just ahead, Flying Soz doesn't have to finish this lap. In fact, he's invalidated, so he won't. So Matt will be happy to be through. A chance of getting into the top 10, the top 12, separated by 1 second. BP there. In fact, BP and Flying Soz already 1.1 off the top, and in fact, the top 15, if you want to go even further, just separated by 1.3 seconds. But it is Drakatos, the Greek driver, from the Dutch driver and our champion Matt 2, from Jacob, Slim, Leronix, Lucas, Granty Boy. Crazy Pat, good effort there. Got himself nicely into the top 10. And that bodes well for rest of qualifying. Great start. Apparently I've missed a Ferrari in the wall. I think Kill Bill has actually had an accident in the wall and is out. Yeah, well, from what I can see, Kill Bill has hit the wall, so he's out. So no wonder he wasn't going any further. So he'll start 17th. Frisky Biscuit, be disappointed just to be 0.2 off Bill and Matt again. Matt and Frisky Biscuit resuming their little rivalry they have. A great little rivalry, and this time it's Matt who just edged ahead of Frisky. Flying Soz and BP were quite close there to the drop zone as well. Little Dutch cluster of drivers, 11th, 12th and 13th there. And this, as I said, bodes really well. So Q2. What do we have for Q2? Just to see a championship there. Nova is under massive threat. Nova, of course, not here. He's on 76 points. He's under a lot of pressure because he's 76. Jamie, his teammate, also on 76. But if you look behind, you've got a cluster of drivers. You've got if it loads up. Emerson Hilton's like, Jacob can easily capitalise and get himself back in the top 10. Flying Soz can as well, as can Drakatos. And Navy, I tell you what, Navy could make some progress in the championship as well. Simon sadly missing tonight. BP be hoping to finish the season a bit of a high. He's had a wretched season, BP, by his own standards. And I know for what he's looking forward to next season. He'll want to end on a high. Lucas as well, who did end on a high, breaking his 8 races in a row without points, with a good haul of points last time in Silverstone. Penalties cost this man a podium, and in fact, and a spin did as well. Early doors for Lucas. He was looking really, really good for a podium. He had the pace. Is this the return of a resurging Lucas? Let's hope so. Add another driver into the mix. So here we go. Of course, if you're not aware, which some people aren't, and some people are new to the sport, the top 10 in this qualifying will have to start on the compound of tyre that got them through to Q3. And it usually gives us a really good splitting strategy. And already we've got Slimbo out on the mediums, we've got Lucas out on the mediums, and Jamie, Matt going for soft early doors. Some drivers like to do an early soft run and a late medium run, trying when the track rubber's in. And at its best, some drivers are finding they can improve on the medium tyre late on and start, of course, the top 10 on the mediums. Strategies unknown by these boys. Seeing these boys in the drivers' chat. This is one of those tracks as Lucas takes quite a straight line approach into the final corner. But these boys aren't too sure about strategy. Apparently, tyre wear is a lot worse than what it was last season on the game. So it could be some trying to two-stop and look at the traffic for Lucas. He should clear all that and does. Jonathan Cox and Matt too making their way out on the track. In the background, you can see the other AlphaTauri and one of the Mercs there. Looks like Flying Soz heading out as well. So on board with Lucas. Can he get another top 10 appearance? Qualifying is getting better. A man who is finally starting to handle the no traction control. Starting to get to grips with these cars now. It's just little spins in races, his own errors, which are costing him some good points this season. But he's starting to get together now. Can he follow this on with a good performance, strong performance here in Mexico through the S as he goes? Hits the apex nicely on the gas early as well. Oh, he's invalidated. And that's how easy it is. And I said at the start of the stream, this track has its own challenges. Matt's invalidated on soft tyres as well. Jamie on a run now. But this track is like threading the eye of a needle. It's like Monaco. Not for the tight barriers, but for the penalties. If you make one mistake, if you go wide just a little bit too much, this track will punish you. It's one of the bad things about Codemasters in this game, really. It's ridiculously harsh, and Jamie's going to just get away with that. Just got away with that one. Whereas in real life, you've got to have all 4 wheels off a track. This punishes you for just a 2, as Slim in the Haas does a 1:14.9. What a bad time in the mediums, actually. That's a decent time by Slim. What about Jamie 1 then on board? Over the shoulder shot. And he's invalidated. And I did not see 4 wheels off the track there either. That is frustrating at the very end of the lap as well. All that hard work undone. So what about our champion, Matt 2? Down the start, finishing straight, he comes. So just 1 driver so far with a time on the board. A few invalidated again. Drakatos out there. Lucas out there trying to go again. And Matt 2 with a massive load of oversteer. And look at the cars kicking up the debris there. Jonathan Cox getting well out the way there. In fact, Jonathan Cox, I think, has made an error because, yeah, he's invalidated because he's on a flying lap as well. So the drivers are really struggling. The medium tyres are not giving them the grip. And they are struggling. Matt 2 has got an absolute handful of traffic. He does not want to be behind cars through this sector in their dirty air. One of them's a Haas. Looks like it was Slim who gets nicely out of the way. Matt 2 goes and spins it. And another one off. We saw Jacob spin. We saw Drakatos spin. We saw Leronic spin there. We saw Kill Bill spin there. And now our champion's done exactly the same. Thankfully, no damage, but he's completely wrecked those medium tyres. And any hopes of starting on mediums like everybody else could be gone. Well, that could throw the strategy wide open. Drakatos with a 14.7 goes fastest. Lucas does do a time in a 15.1. Now, will Matt 2 pit? And does. And those tyres will be horribly flat spotted. It's surely got to be soft tyres. And that already is a bit of a shock as Jonathan Cox trying to go against these cars. These drivers seem desperate to try and do a time on the mediums. Matt is back out on a set of softs. He doesn't want to start the mediums. He wants a shot at the top 10. And why not? I wonder if the likes of BP and Navy, who is out on mediums, but later on, and Flying Soz might put, and Crazy Power as well, may put a set of softs on and try and get round. Yellow flags out. I think that's just for traffic trying to get out of the way. It looks like it's not the Haas. That's the Alfa Romeo. It's Dracotos on an in-lap. It's looking a lot better from Jonathan Cox. He's halfway through the S's. That's much better. And got on the gas early. That looks quick from Jonathan Cox now. It's just the stadium section left to go. Yellow flags waving because there is a car off. And I think it's Crazy Power. And it was Crazy Power off the road in the stadium section. So the Italian driver on his outlap having some troubles here, but here comes Jonathan Cox now, hugs the inside line through the last corner, flat out and into 4th place. 8/10 off Dracotos, who seems to have some real speed and seems to be a genuine contender to possibly take his 2nd race win of the season. Flying Soz 5th with not his best effort. What about Bilton Matt then? On another set of soft tyres. If he can get a lap in and make this work, he can be a big beneficiary. And a purple first sector, because the soft tyres, I believe, are giving you a lot bigger advantage over the mediums. Matt can spring a surprise here. Jacob 2nd place. 2 laps in those mediums and gets himself right behind Dracotos. He looks comfortably on the mediums. Right, big sector here for Matt. If he can hook this up, he's pretty much home and hosed. Look at that. Feathering the throttle, not going out of 6th gear. Gives you better control. Just not invalidating. This is the key round here. Now into the stadium section. Got to be patient. Got to be so patient on the throttle. And again here as well, you got the throttle too early. You spin up the rear tyres. Matt looks very controlled here. Round the final turn, flat out. That's where Bottas crashed it a couple of years ago. Here comes Matt now. And it's 8th. He's just behind Jonathan Cox. And I think he would have been hoping for a bit more than that. And down to 9th, in fact, because TTG Navy puts a brilliant time into 6th place. Crazy Power's gone 4th. And this is extremely close behind Dracotos and Jacob. This is extremely close. What about Granty Boy then? Also on the medium. So will any drivers outside the top 10 take a gamble and put on the softs and go for it? Dan Murphy may be thinking about it. He's got the soft tyre option. And Jamie as well. Also with soft tyres on. Matt 2 back out on mediums. So that's a 2nd set of mediums. So it says no laps. I didn't think you could have 2 sets of mediums in qualifying. But Matt seems to have a pair. Just extremely lucky. Granty Boy for the good over the shoulder shot there of Granty Boy finishing his lap now. Yellow flags out for traffic again, but Granty Boy is through all that and into 3rd place. And again, the top 3 are just separated by less than 1/10 of a second. Oh, it's going to be another one of those qualifyings, isn't it, guys? It's got that feel to it. Granty Boy joins the boys at the front. What about Jamie Walden on soft tyres? What can he do if he can complete this little beautiful fast sector here? He's got a Red Bull Crazy Power just in Matt 2 just in front of him. Jamie holds on. Red Bull gets well out of the way. It was Crazy Power. Purple middle sector. Matt back in the pits. I wonder if Matt may put on a set of medium tyres. As Matt 2 goes into 4th. Oh, and Jamie spins it out! Oh, that's a big surprise. That is a big surprise. It's very rare you see Jamie make those sort of mistakes. And it's ruining the laps. Thankfully, Dan Murphy was on outlap and he's avoided the debris. But Jamie 1 will be 15th and out of the session. And that's the surprise on the soft tyres. On the soft tyres, just didn't have the grip. And that's a surprise. So who's out there? Laronic's out there at the moment. Let's see what he can do. The German driver, as I said, qualified 3rd in his debut on Silverstone. We'll be looking for a better outing. No, the race did not go how he wanted. Can he join his Alfa Romeo teammate at the top of the charts there? Round he comes. Oh, it's a purple 2nd sector, so he's on it. He's definitely on it. This is where Jamie lost it. Again, as I was saying, you get on the gas too early. Those curbs literally spit you into the wall, as we saw what happened to the Dutch driver. However, the German driver has navigated it just fine and to the top of the timesheets. And would you believe it? The top 4 are separated by less than a second. And it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. My word. Dan Murphy's invalidated on his Set of soft tyres. You don't want to do that. BP about to do his first laps. There is the Breton driver on board with him now. So who's going to put on a set of softs and go for it? BP fancies it on the mediums. Dan Murphy's invalidated. Jonathan Cox is going for a set of softs. Looks like Flying Sods and Navy are possibly lining up a set of softs as well. And Slim back out on the same set of medium tyres according to that. And Dan Murphy is done for qualifying. So that's another one gone. So that makes it life a bit easier for the guys. Dan Murphy out as well as Team 1 and the two teammates to be next season. Although I think the drivers would rather start the medium tyres than get into the top 10. What can BP do? Opportunity for him to try and get... Look at the top 10 separated by 8 tenths, or top 11, top 12 are all separated by a second. That's how close it is. Little lock up there from BP. Of course, he uses no assist whatsoever. A track like this should suit BP with no assists. Had a welcome return to the points last time out in Silverstone. Did BP in a big wiggle and off. I've got to stop jinxing drivers. Now, will he abandon this and go to pits and put a set of softs on, or will he save airs and fuel and try and go again? I think he's going to try and go again. What about Jonathan Coxon on a set of soft tyres? He could really break the mould here, couldn't he? Down comes Jonathan Cox, just about to complete Sector 1. And I apologise, I don't have any times for Sector 1. That's better, and he's a 10th up, so that's better from Jonathan Cox. That, as it stands, though, would only put him up to 9th. Needs to find more time. Should find it here, because the tyres, especially in this middle S's, will give him some nice grip. Down into 5th gear. Jonathan Cox looks pretty controlled, actually. That Renault looking like his teammate, looking very balanced. Don't run it too far out wide again. He seems to be managing this middle S's very well indeed. And he's way up. This, in fact, could put him top of the timesheets on the soft tyre. But the likes of Crazy Power and Navy and possibly even Lucas will be watched this lap intently. If anyone else tries it on softs, they could be in trouble here. BP still went round a medium tyre. Jonathan Cox will cross the line and goes fastest. Oh, and that is a shot. 14.2, 3 tenths quicker than Laronix. And it pushes Flying Sods out, but he's on softs as well. Matt maybe leaving it for a last-ditch effort, but Navy will now probably have to go again. He's 10th on the bubble. Crazy Power on the bubble. Will he put a set of softs on? So BP going again. Way up. Looks like he has got round. Now, will he carry on this lap and put a time in, or will he pit in for soft tyres? Locks up again. Running it out wide before cutting. So he is going to go. This is it then for BP. He won't get time to go out again and goes 8th. Oh, he did get it in. A good lap as well. He'll be pretty happy with that. Just beats Lucas. Just beats Crazy Power. Nothing between them. Right on board with Crazy Power. He's just starting out lap on medium tyres. Drivers are really trying to stay away from the softs. Only Jonathan Cox in the top 10 will start on softs as it stands, as a Crazy Power trying to desperately get some heat into those tyres. So that was Matt built a Matt trying to get heat into those tyres. Flying Soz is about to start. So BP's done. It's Lucas who's out there back on mediums. He's done 2 laps on those medium tyres. They are desperate not to start on soft tyres, aren't they? So here comes Flying Soz. Currently 12th on the softs. Flying Soz is usually a qualifying master. It's the races that usually go wrong for him. Of course, the winner all the way back in round 1 in Australia. A little bit scrappy, a little bit off curb, but this should be an improvement so far on what he's done. What is our sector time? It's a 27.9. Already just 4 tenths up, and that will put him straight in the top 10 as it stands. And Lucas, well, BP could be under threat here as well. Slim could be under threat. Slim be watching. In fact, Slim's back out there. He doesn't feel safe, does he? Flying Soz now into the S's. Throwing that Mercedes through. That looked fast. That looked fast from the Greek driver. 7 tenths up. Oh, he's going to improve tenfold here. If he can just keep it together through the stadium section. We see, oh, giving the apex a wide berth. It should give him a throttle earlier. Hugs the curb. Nice entrance. Get on the gas as early as possible. And keep hugging the inside line. Flying Soz crosses the line and goes into 2nd place. And it pushes Lucas down. Matt's 2 tenths up as well in Sector 2. Checker flag is out. Lucas is on a lap. Slim's done. Crazy Powers. So it'll be Matt crossing the line first then. Here he comes through the S's. What's his Sector 2 time like? And he's way up as well. Oh my word. Well, this could be huge. He's got one of the Red Bulls just ahead of him. That shouldn't bother him. But Matt could get himself for the first time in his Zenith career into Q3 here. This could push Slim down. Oh, there's drivers in trouble here, which shouldn't be. Crazy Powers 9th. Matt goes 8th. Slim's in trouble. BP's out as it stands. Navy, what can he do? Can he push Crazy Power out of qualifying? Oh, he goes fastest. And it's all eyes on Lucas for Slim. And he's invalidated, and Slim gets away with it. Wow. Last week's winner, Slim, 10th place. Matt 2 was also on the verge, although he was 8th. Pretty much identical times there. But Lucas, so Jamie 1, Dan Murphy, Lucas BP, Crazy Power out in Q2, and that is a heck of a set of drivers there. But Flying Sauce, Navy, big shout for Navy. Literally doing our Nico Hulkenberg, hasn't played the game in 2 months, and boom, straight in there. Congratulations to Matt as well, who I don't think will have any fresh. I think Matt may have used all his set of soft tyres, so he may not have any for Q3. However, what a brilliant effort to get himself. He's only 6/10 behind Navy. So he, again, like I said, getting close to that first points, and he will start for the first time in his end of career in the top 10. And there is your top 10, folks. Flying Sauce did make it. Crazy Power, a bit of a shock there, but did not want to go onto the softs. Nor did BP, nor did Lucas. They did not want to try it on the soft tyres. But Lucas saying the drivers chat, damn softers. Yeah, I think that caught a few out. I really do. I think BP and Crazy Power and Lucas, by the sounds of it, quite surprised at the amount of drivers who have just gone onto soft tyres and have just booted them out. So, Q3. And who's your money on pole, guys? This could be close. It's been incredibly close so far. Who's your money on here? I think Drakatos could be a man to watch. So who's going first out? Who's getting the camera time? Let's get our lap data up. It looks like the Williams. Is that Jacob first man out? Can Jacob make it 2 poles in 2 weeks then? However, this track could be an absolute killer for Jacob. With penalties. immediately invalidates. But Jacob does not like penalties, of course. It's cost him podiums and wins in the past. And this track is the harshest of tracks on penalties. Jacob was disqualified here. I think it was last season. Maybe 2 seasons ago. But if he doesn't rack less than 20 seconds, I'll be surprised. Harry says, Matt in Q3, get in. Yeah, Matt with a brilliant effort. He's used all his soft tyres up. But he's in. And that's what matters. And he will start in the top 10. Can he get his first points? Can he get himself even higher? All soft tyres out. TG Navy saying the pits. Navy doing the ultimate Hulkenberg, isn't he? Hasn't jumped in the car or driven this game for 2 months. Straight in last minute. Literally last minute, because I messaged him 5 minutes before the start. Can you fill in? Are you free? He's free from his studies to come back. And a good result for Navy. Could see him jump into the top 10 of the championship, back in the top 10. So here goes Jacob on board with the qualifying master. Can he make it 5 pole positions? It would be the season for Jacob. Look at that, 70 metre ball, wasn't it? 70 metres straight on the gas. He's happy to get out that Williams next season. Oh, a little bit of a steer, but that's normal for Jacob. He loves a slippery car. He loves the straight line speed. He loves working that car, correcting that car as he's going. Doesn't faze him one bit. However, that's mainly the reason for all his penalties. Because when the car does step out, it's usually slightly off the road, and that's it, especially around here. Now, this corner has been giving him problems, and he's already invalidated going into the S's. And that for Jacob, that's hard. It's just the nature of the beast, I suppose, of this track, but that's so harsh. Going into the corner and invalidates. Next up behind him is, I think it's going to be Granty Boy, who's also invalidated, and the drivers are already having problems. Next is Matt 2, new champion, the man with the trophy in hand. Will have a tough job defending it next season. My word, a full season from Drakatos, Jacob, Granty Boy, Leronic, Simon, Nick Mania, Hilzerap, to name a few, Slim. It's going to be a hell of a fight next season. Someone's binned it in the S's, and it's a Mercedes. It's Flying Soz who's had an off in the S's as well, as you can see the dot on the screen as Matt 2 does a 13.2. Oh, that's the fastest time by far of the session. Slim 3/10 down. Flying Soz has recovered. As you can see, Slim couldn't even get near. Quarter of a second back. Jonathan Cox even further back. Jacob invalidated. What about Drakatos? Can he challenge Matt 2 at the top? He's already won in Italy. And he has a mistake somewhere. 5th place for Drakatos. Matt jumps into 5th place. Only just behind Jonathan Cox. What about Granty Boy, who's invalidated again? So nothing there for Granty Boy. So TTG Navy about to start his fly now. What can he do? I would say a top 4, as it stands, is more than capable. Leronics, who started 3rd in Silverstone, is there in 3rd again. German driver making quite an impression in qualifying so far. Where does TTG Navy break? There goes the 150 board, there goes the 100-meter board, and just before the 50-meter board, slam on the brakes down to 3rd gear, down to 2nd as he attacks the curbs, into 3rd, into 4th, flat out. Nice exit there from Dave. The car nicely planted to the floor. Now a little DRS straight, and again, someone's knocked out the 50-meter board. Which the guys who don't use the racing line, that's horrible. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle there on the curb. Because these curbs are so slippery. They look freshly painted, don't they? Flying Soz into 7th after his misdemeanors. But now Navy Dave into the S's. We've seen so many drivers struggle, and we're going to see many more struggle in the race, I feel. But that looks nice and controlled. This looks a nice tail up from Dave. I think it's going to put him in the top 4. 55-2 middle sector. Into the stadium section he comes. Again, the overhead shot, it seems to be the director's favourite camera choice through this section. And look at the rear trying to step out. Dave controls it well. Through the final corner now. Flat out. Plant the throttle to the floor. Over the line. And it is 4th place. And Dave will be TG Dave will be pretty happy with that. Flying Soz has gone round again and improves to 7th. Matt currently 6th. How about that? And that's probably a used set of softs for Matt as well. He hasn't got any fresh sets available. Yeah, I think Flying Soz going again, although he's 6/10 down in Sector 1. So if he is, he may want to bail out of that, and does invalidate, so he's done. Granty Boy out again for a second run, because it's a short lap. Just 73 seconds. It is possible. One of the shorter laps on the field. It is possible to get 2 runs in. So as usual, the majority of drivers have probably just done their best times there on a set of scrub softs. Slimbo saying early stop it is. 2 stops. So many of these guys are saying this could be a 2-stopper. Rare for Mexico, but as they've been saying, the tyre wear seems to be worse on this track this year. Without a doubt. Right, Granty Boy winding himself up for a flyer. Can he get himself? I think he can very much get himself in the top 3. And after we've seen such a tightly packed field in qualifying 1 and 2, there's a little bit of a field spread at the moment. Jacob's surprised down there with no time on the board in 9th place. Granty Boy, here we go. Had a few race wins and pole positions to his name this season. Can he add to that? Can he finish this season on a high? Races have not gone his way strategically. The last few races, Japan and Silverstone, strategically went out the window for him. Cost him podiums in both races. He'll be looking to put that right this time by. This is a tricky section to not get a penalty, and he'll get one there, and he has. And that's how easy it is. It's just 2 wheels off, and that's it. It's slam dunction. The dilemma you really have with this is that if you take it down to reduced, you can get away with absolute murder. There's no middle ground with this. It's either the fine line, which the drivers have had a vote on. They all voted, and a chance to have the penalties reduced for this race. They all voted to keep it on strict. Some of them will be second thinking that now, but it's either that or you can get away, as I said, with absolute murder if it's down to reduce. You can have all 4 wheels off and practically off the road and not get a warning. Will Granty Boy come in the pits or will he go again? Flying Swords back out there in the Mercedes. Quite a gap between him and Matt is sitting pretty in 6th place. Only 2 tenths behind Jonathan Cox off a top 5 as Granty Boy does pit. And it feels like the calm before the storm. With just under 4 minutes to go left in Q3, it's Matt 2, our champion, ahead of Slim. How many times have we said that this season? Just ahead of Laronix, and that is Williams of Jacob poking his Williams wing out, and away he goes. So some of the drivers getting early for their final runs. Possibly with a bit of fuel on to try and do 2 flying laps, just in case they do invalidate. I'm pretty sure that's what Flying Swords has done, as he's getting ready to start a flying lap here. He may hit a bit of traffic. Well, there's no one coming out the pits so fast, so actually he might get away with that. So here Andy comes. And what can Flying Swords do then? As I said, always in the top 10. You can guarantee this man's in the top 10 in qualifying. He's absolutely mastered qualifying. It's the races that he comes apart and seems to be mostly self-inflicted. Consistency, if this man had it, he'd be a championship contender. He won in Australia. He's been in many positions to be on the podium this season. Thrown away for one way or another. But if he can get a run together, run of results, there's no doubt about it. He can be challenging at the front. We've seen it already. A multiple winner, of course, in this category from seasons gone by. And he's already 3 tenths up on his first sector. It's this middle sector here that seems to be challenging for Flying Swords. On board with the double apex hairpin. Misses the second apex. Had to even back out on the throttle on the exit. We lost a bit of time there. Very cautious. Nice turning. Now this is a tricky bit. If he can get round here, he's pretty much home and hosed. And he is. And now he can put his foot down. Just get it right in the stadium section. He's half a second up at his own time. That could put him in the top 5 here for Flying Swords. More cars heading out on track for their final runs. Nothing yet from Slim or Laronix or Matt, who may sit this final bit out with no fresh soft tyres. But here goes Flying Swords then. This looks a lot better. This will get him on the timesheets. Where will it put him? It does put him 5th. 1.2 down. I felt there was more time to be had there, but I think Flying Swords will be happy just to get a bank lap in. And he's going round again. He's got the feel. What about Jacob? Can he challenge for his second pole in 2 weeks? Runs it out wide on the exit, but gets away with that one. He needs his clean lap into the S's, which has been causing him a handful of problems so far in this qualifying session. Everybody now out on track. This is it. The final minute and a half and the final hurrah in qualifying. Who's going to take pole? I'm expecting these positions to change massively, and Jacob is going to do a lap here by the looks of it. This lap may count. Someone's off in the S's. Jacob getting round. Now, can he challenge Matt 2 at the top? Can he get into the 113s? Round the final corner comes Jacob. Where does he go? He goes second. He goes second. Just a 10.5 off Matt 2's time. As it stands, there's a front row seat for Jacob. What about Jonathan Cox? In fact, it's Navy. In fact, Navy's behind him. Flying Swords is going round again, though. He's down. So Jonathan Cox, the next man to cross the line. Matt 2 out there on a flyer as well. Jonathan Cox, can he get himself back in the top 5? As I said, he's been challenging for podiums the last couple of races. A return to form at the right time for Jonathan Cox. Heading into a new season. Starting, of course, on the 6th of January. In Australia in a 17-round calendar. Nice, Jonathan Cox again, looking a lot, really balanced. And 5 tenths up. This could put him in the top 5 here. This looks a lot better. Can he get ahead of Navy? Everybody on a flying lap right now. This is it. And Matt 2 improves. It's a 12. He's broken for the 12s. Quite unbelievable. Jonathan Cox goes 5th. He does improve by a lot as well. Good effort there from Jonathan Cox. What about Slim? He's on the back straight. Navy about to cross the line now. So the Williams of Jacob is done. He does not improve. What about Navy? Oh, we've got a spinner. Spinner in the S's. Looks like one of the Alpha Tauri's. It's Matt. Matt's had an off. Navy improves to 5th. Just 8 tenths off the top. Matt's had a spin in the S's and has binned it, in fact. Flying Swords is done. What about Drakatos? Drakatos is invalidated. And Granty Boy goes into 3rd place. Slim's improving. Drakatos, one of the favourites for pole, is not going to do a time. Lyronix is done in 5th place. It could be a pole position. An incredible 1 minute 12.9. Can Slim get ahead of his teammate? The answer is, wow, he goes into 2nd place. Front row for Slim. And yet again, it's Slim from Matt 2 at the front, from Jacob, from Granty Boy, from the Lyronix. What a top 5 that is. And Navy, the super sub, the Mr. Nico Hulkenberg, has put it into 6th place. Great effort. Jonathan Cox 7th. Flying Soz. Matt will be happy with 9th place. And Drakatos, watch out for Drakatos at the start of this race. And that is set up absolutely beautifully. Matt Binder in the S's. So who are we waiting for? Waiting for, I think... Why are we waiting for the timer for? Everyone's done. Well, they're gonna make us wait for this one. It's going to be a pretty quick race. Usually is Mexico. But that was a good start. Really, really enjoyed that. It's Matt 2 on pole position. The reigning champion is not letting up, is he? He is not letting up. It's a new champion from the former champion. And 2 championship contenders right behind him. We're set up beautifully for round 19 from Mexico. I will fly through the championship standings as we go formation up. But there we go. It's the Dutchman on pole, with the Brits locking out the next few positions, followed by the German driver of Lyronix, and then Navy, the Dutchman, Italian, Greek, British, and Greek, rounding out the top 10. Guys, don't go anywhere. This is going to be an absolute cracker. Here we go, folks. Round 19 from Mexico. The penultimate round. And although Matt 2 is our champion, he has put it on pole ahead of Granty Boy, who's nicely placed in 3rd. Your Nick Hills, Nick Mania aren't here. Dan Murphy will start at the top 10. Slim has a chance of breaking into the top 6 with a big result ahead today if he can follow it on. Slim, 7th. Crazy Power at the top 10. Oside Nova not here, and Jamie Warner as well. Also at the top 10. That is your top 10 of the championship. Then your next 10. Emerson Hilton. Then Jacob in 12th. Flying Soz. Drakatos. Simon at TCG Navy. BP. Lucas. Jonathan Cox. Jonathan Cox has picked up most of his points in the final couple of races. Andy, unfortunately, not here today. They're holding on to 20th place. And the final 10, sorry, is there, and that battle between Lennon, Frisky, Shumi Garcia, T. Sammy, that's going to be a good one, isn't it? Can Matt pick up his first points of the season, starting there inside? Let me get rid of this. There we go. Here we go then, folks. Round 19 from Mexico. So the penultimate round. And it is our championship winner, Matt 2 on pole. What tyres is the big question. And there we go. What a split. What a split. And I tell you what, Drakatos, that 10th place has cost him because he's starting behind a lot of soft runner tyres there. So Matt 2 and Slim on the front row on mediums. Of course, Jacob and Grant, they're going to have to, and Lyronix, the last man on mediums on top 5. And then, apparently loads crashed. What's going on? Hold on a minute. Have we had a problem? Have we got a good old...
Yeah, me and Lyronix have both blue screen.
So are we missing 2... Alright, Slim. Are we missing 2 drivers, are we? Oh.
Yeah, Lyronix and I.
How many drivers are we missing?
2, I think.
Right, we might need to call a restart. We've got 2 drivers missing. Yeah, we're going to have to call a restart. So this will be restarted. So it will be a restart if a BP can set up a new session. It's going to be restarted. So we've lost a couple of drivers due to the good old game. Good old Codemasters. So the game will be restarted. So this will be a dummy start. We'll get back into qualifying positions. So we've lost our pole system. We've lost our 4th place man. As you can see, we lost Jacob as well because Jacob's also ghosted. We've lost more than 2. Right, so there will be a restart. We've lost at least 3 drivers. So this won't count for anything. I'm just going to try and get it out there as a restart. So I need someone to leave and sort of. So there you go. Matt 2's left on the grid. Laronix. What's going on? Well, this is going to be a restart, guys. Please ignore this. There is going to be a restart. Oh boy. Right. Brilliant. So it's got messy, but there is going to be a restart. If BP wants to restart, BP, if he gets this, could you pull out and restart? So it'll take us just 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes, and we'll get this restarted because we want everybody back. So we're just going to get qualifying positions. So bear with us, guys. Just a moment, we're going to get qualifying positions, and we will restart this race. As we were missing a few drivers. I need to get positions up from the formation lap. So bear with us, guys. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? We couldn't end the season without any Codemaster problems. So I am just going to find the grid positions to give to BP, our man. Our host. Bear with us, folks. If these guys can just leave the session, that'd be great. Right, I'm sending the positions over to BP. Oh, what's going on? So, yeah, BP. So we're just waiting for everybody to leave the session. So, good old Codemasters. It wouldn't be... We couldn't end the season, could we, without a Codemasters problem. And Codemasters, thanks a lot. So, just bear with us, folks. We will get this race underway. We're going to reset the grid. We have the positions. Just waiting for the invites. Give us 5 minutes, guys. Watch some cars going around. What's happening out there? We've got a safety car. Draco's gone from 10th to 1st. Dan Murphy, the amazing starter. There's Navy. Look. Frisky Biscuit in the points. It's a shame that's not for nothing. Matt 2 down in 12th. The Ferrari in the wall. And there's Kill Bill in the wall. And there's the... guys, I'm going to put you on the screen because nobody wants to see the admin behind all this. So let's put you on the loading screen. Why have I got more viewers now than I had for actual qualifying? That's the way it goes. Right, invites are flying out, guys. 5 minutes. We'll get the qualifying positions up on the way. And hopefully then everybody will be restarting with us. As oh, look at that. Everyone joining already. That's what we like to see. Saving me a job. Saving me a job. Lovely. So, yeah, everyone quickly rejoining then. So, I've got to invite the rest. So, we will be back underway very shortly, folks. Just going to invite everybody again. So, we're restarting because a few drivers disconnected at the start. We lost 3 drivers. Our pole sitter, our man in 4th, and our man in 5th. Pretty important drivers that we need in this Grand Prix. So, we'll just get them all back in now. And then we will be underway for round 19. It'd been going so well. We had no No problems from Codemasters for so long, and then bang. We're back with problems. So, I hate panning. I hate filling. I think that's nearly everybody's 16. Who's missing then? So we have 16. 16, 18. I think that's everybody already here. Look at that. No, Laronix needs an invite. So, thanks for all sticking it out, guys. We'll be going away very, very shortly. Just waiting for one more driver to join, and then we'll be grid positions in and go. So 18. Good turnout tonight again. A few dropping out last minute, which can't be helped. But it's great to see the return of Navy, who had an absolute fantastic return, hasn't he? So we're just waiting for Laronix to join. And we'll be going. And there he is. So BP will put more in position and we will be away. 18 drivers. I will go and spectate. So, what about George Russell, eh? What a race. Looks like George will be in the Mercedes as well for Abu Dhabi this weekend, at least for the Friday session. And then Mercedes looks like they're going to take their chances and see what Lewis will do after FP3. It just sounds bizarre to me. And of course, Nikita Mazepin, eh? Should be thrown out. Hopefully Mazepin will get what's coming to him and out the sport. And justice will be done as Callum Ilott will get a seat in that vacant Haas. Wouldn't that be fitting? And hopefully Russell will have a chance at redemption this weekend. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. And Jack Aitken as well. He had a great debut in that Williams. I'd love to see him have another shot as well. Because he could cause the Latifi a few problems in that Williams. Fittipaldi was a bit meh. It was probably the least impressive out of the two debutants. Okay, he didn't put it in the wall like Aitken did, but he was a long way off K-Mag. Whereas Aitken was constantly with Latifi all race until Latifi's retirement. So for the drivers who are listening, don't forget your setups. The top 10 will get a slight advantage that they will have a fresh set of their tyres to start on now. There's a BP, our man BP, Benito Perez, will just set up the grid now and we will be getting underway. Gives me a chance to share the link out actually. Let's put on some Facebook groups. Let's see if we can get some new viewers. Oh, not like that. Not like that either. Dun, 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 dun. So the grid is being set up for the restart of the Mexican Grand Prix. Or a start. We didn't even get to start, did we really? So it won't be a start. It'll be the start of the Mexico Grand Prix. As we wait for BP's command to go. Go, go. Go, go is the word, and go, go we will do. And we are about to start, so hopefully the drivers will stick true to their word and stay on the original set of tyres they had for the start of the race. And don't forget their setups. Someone's going to do it. They're bound to do it. But we are about to get underway. We're 5 seconds away. Steve IRC says, good evening, Dave, and good luck, Matt. Yeah, Matt starting in 9th place. Not only his first time in the top 10, but he's there in 9th place and on the soft tyres. Can he make up positions at the start of the race? Good to see Steve tuning in. Former driver, of course, Steve. In fact, a point scorer as well. Not just a driver. Got some points. In fact, he's on more points than Matt at the moment. And, but however, we have had 30 point scorers so far this season. Right, we are underway. We're about to load up, as you can see. So I'm going to share this link out. Let's share it to some groups, shall we? Let's get some viewers. Let's boost this viewer count up. Yeah, post it there. Oh, that's the wrong group. I posted it to the wrong group. That's a completely irrelevant group to what we're doing. That's awkward. Oh no. That's really awkward. I posted the stream to the wrong group. It's an NFL group. It's not even F1. Well, that's going to be awkward. That's going to be interesting. Why? Why do I do it? Well, let's see if they tune in and enjoy it. Eh? So round 19, so hopefully they're all doing their setups frantically as we speak and putting the same tyres on as what they had at the start of the session, of the original start as we get ready for the restart. The grid is set for what should be a cracking race. We have had some absolutely fantastic races. And this one, no doubt about it, is going to be a cracker. It's all going to be about penalties, isn't it? Staying off the curbs, staying away from the track limits and avoiding those penalties. That is going to be crucial. That could very much decide the race as well. So let's see. Tyres. Yeah, they are. They're all on the same. Well, they are all on the same. So good. Good to see the drivers respecting each other. And hopefully they've got their setups in. So let's go for the championship standings again. And the grid order. There is your championship standings so far. Matt 2, our champion. On pole position as well. Granty Slim next. 7th place. Has a chance of breaking into the top 10. Jacob Bradbury outside the top 10 as it stands. Can, with a big result, get himself. Can Jacob finally get back on the podium? Granty boy, who just needs points to score a runners-up medal. They're in 4th place. The Ronix crashed in lap 1 last time out in his debut in Silverstone. Can he get his first points of the season? Then come the soft runners. Navy, Jonathan Cox, Flying Sods, Bill Timac. Can he get his first points of the season? They're in 9th place with his best qualified. Drakatos, a race winner already this season. They're in 10th place, 14th for the championship. Then Crazy Power, the first guy on the fresh mediums with BP in 12th. Lucas 13th. Dan Murphy, soft tyres. He wants to get some overtaking done there in 14th place. Jamie 1, going hard, going long. He loves going different on strategy. Usually pays off for him as well. Then it's Frisky Biscuit. Can he make a nice return to the points? 5 points to his name so far this season. Kill Bill on his debut. And Tisa Morales, he'll be looking to add to his 4 points this season. We are set up beautifully for round 19, the penultimate round of the Zenith F1 Esports Season 1. It's been an absolute cracker. We've had some absolutely fantastic races to take us out in the season. Next season, Season 2, promises to be an absolute cracker. A lot of drivers with a full season under their belt will for sure be challenging Matt for the title. Kill Bill and Tisa Morales lining up at the back. And we are ready for round 19 here in Mexico. That's not the view we want. That's the view we want. There we go. Wait for the lights to come on. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights. And round 19 from Mexico is... Go! And it's a good start by Slim. What about the soft runners? Here comes Navy straight away. Navy on the softs. Oh my God, they're 5 abreast at the start, finishing straight away. Oh, it's an accident. It looks like one of the Alpha Tauris. Is it Matt? Oh, it is Matt. Matt's been off. And Navy leads from 5th place on the soft tyres. And he's, well, no, Matt 2 got him back, and now Slim getting back at Navy as well. It looks like Lucas has lost positions as well. But Navy, what a start. The super sub straight into 3rd place. Crazy Power was also involved in that skirmish as well. They were 5 wide down the start-finish straight. Leronix drops to 4th place. But what a start by the Nico Hulkenberg himself. Drafted in last minute. And up into 3rd place. Jonathan Cox down to 13th. The soft runners have gone backwards. Frisky Biscuits up to 12th. What a start from him. Matt with no front wing. Kill Bill down there as well. Crazy Power recovering. Trying to get back up past Jamie on the hard tyres. And watch out for the penalties that will start flying in. But at the front, it's Matt 2 from Slim from Navy. Granty Boy dropped a few positions. As you can see on screen, well, it doesn't tell you. That's penalties. Position change there. Look, Navy up 3. What a start in the soft tyres. But Matt 2 has held on. And on he goes. And Jamie, looks like Jamie, and his timing screens go skew whiff as usual. But Matt 2 is under pressure here from Slim. Now Slim having a go down the inside into turn 1. Doesn't get it stopped in time, and Matt 2 holds on. Great battle. Battle from Silverstone resumed between Matt 2 and Slim. Belter, Matt and Jonathan Cox in the pits, and Slim now go around the outside. No DRS just yet. Ignore that lap 3. It's only lap 2, and Slim now to have the inside. Trying to get his nose in there. He'll have the inside again, but it's a tight angle and still no contact. Still side by side between Slim and Matt 2. It's the reigning champion versus the former champion, and Navy is right in there on his soft tyres as well. Fantastic racing. They have literally carried on from where we left off at Silverstone. Oh my word, may this continue. Navy doing an absolute fantastic job as well. Let's get the tyres back on. What tyres? Flying Saucers maintain position. The soft runners didn't really get the jump at the start. Now will Slim have a go again? On to lap 3. Slim by fastest lap. Navy fastest lap. Flying Sauce fastest lap there in 7th place. Right behind Jacob. He may have a go at Jacob here. On the soft tyres down the inside. And through into 6th place. Relatively easy as well. Straight line speed of Flying Sauce. He's got that move done before turn 1. And up he goes. BP up there into 10th place. Good to see from the Brendan driver. Dan Murphy there at 11th. Frisky Biscuit 12th. What a start for the Welsh driver. And the first penalty, unsurprisingly, sadly, as a Crazy Power carrying front wing damage, is from Jacob. Oh my word. And you feel that chances of podiums and race wins. Already 2 laps and Jacob has a penalty. Matt 2 still not out of deal. Oh, and yellow flags at the back of the field. And it's Crazy Power who's got front wing damage as it is. And the Italian driver in the wars again. And surely he'll have to pit in for a new front wing. He cannot continue with that sort of damage as we see Lucas running out wide. Trying to make a move on Granty, but it's Granty Boy and Jacob. So Jacob in a bit of trouble here. Now Drakatos, who started in 10th place, gets through, and Granty Boy into 7th place, and Granty Boy is falling down the order. We've seen that a few times this season in the early stages of the races. Granty Boy, and in fact he pits. Front wing, damaged front wing, and yet again, for the second consecutive race, Granty Boy hits Poppers, and Leronix now, the German driver, on the outside of the Dutch driver, and Slim takes the lead. Slim leads, the DRS got his move. Leronix passes Navy Dave. Flying Sauce up to 5th place and flying. My word, this race is coming alive already. Crazy Power pits. Granty Boy exits the pits. He'll be praying for a safety car. You do get safety cars around here. I'm so surprised there wasn't a safety car after lap 1. Oh, and T. Sammy is... What's going on here? What's happening here? Frisky Biscuit. It looks like Dan Murphy's off the road. He's letting... I wonder if he's tangled with Frisky and let Frisky go. They've cost themselves a chunk of time. Frisky now resumes ahead of Dan Murphy. JB1, the hard tyres, takes over 11. And T. Sammy, who scored a point last time out at Silverstone, is back in the points again. The IRC driver on a good showing so far. But here we go again at the front. That's lap 4 in the books as we start lap 5, and it's Slim from Matt 2, and Leronix is there as well. Fastest lap for Slim. Navy Dave holding on. Those soft tyres, though, will be starting to wear away. Matt 2 is not close enough to the DRS, is he? And in fact, Leronix is closer. When will the soft drivers start pitting in? Jacob starting to come back at Jacob. Drakatos now in 7th. I said watch out for this young man. He's already won a race in Italy and he's already up to 7th place. We'll have his eyes firmly set on the young Englishman ahead of him. Yellow flags and start finishing straight. Is that Dan Murphy again? It is. Dan Murphy again. Problems as Frisky Biscuits pitted for a new front wing. Oh, what a shame. So whatever happened between him and Him and Dan Murphy has sadly resulted in him having to change for a new front wing. He has resumed ahead of Matt, who is just ahead of Crazy Power and Hard Tyres again. They need a safety car. In the meantime, Slim, looking to make it 2-2, is stretching his lead, still in DRS. A little mistake there, and I spoke too soon. Matt 2 closes right in. That's all it takes. 5 laps gone, and the top 6 are separated by absolutely nothing. Then, in fact, the top 7, all in your screen there through the stadium section. And I could just see BP there in 9th place coming through. Lap 5. Slim has to defend again from the DRS. Matt 2 closing behind him, on board with the champion. The Dutch driver getting closer and closer, but Slim's got some straight line speed. The DRS is not that effective. Tucks up behind the Haas rear wing. A little lock up there from Slim, but that's how close it is. It looks like Flying Sauce could be lining up a move on Navy. As Jonathan Cox picks up a penalty as well. Now Slim has got his mirrors full of that Red Bull. Will Matt have a move on the inside? The answer is no. Granty Boy fastest lap, although it won't count for a bonus point while he's sitting in 13th place for the man currently second in the championship. Slim taking a wide line to that double apex hairpin there, isn't he? Laronix just sitting comfortably, waiting to pounce. Top 5 are separate. There's nothing between them. Slim, Matt 2, Laronix, TG Navy, Flying Sauce, Jacob, Drakatos. A little bit of a gap there to Lucas as BP picks up his first penalty. And Lucas going nicely, of course. The last race he broke his 8 races in a row without any points. And he's just praying for a mistake from the guys in front. It's Crazy Power making his way back through the field. So is Matt. Passing Kill Bill. Here we go again. And I tell you what, Matt 2 looks closer, doesn't he? Back on board with the Dutch driver. Can he get in? Can he get closer? He's definitely getting closer. Matt penalty, but he's not close enough to have a go. Well, is he? Oh, he could have had a late lunch there. Slim locks up again. That's no good for his tyre wear whatsoever. Laronix is just waiting for a mistake, but as we saw in Silverstone, these two were wheel for most of the race and did not put a foot wrong. Now Matt 2 feints to the inside, now to the outside. Slim has the inside line, but now Matt 2 will have the inside. Is there any contact? On board with the Dutch driver, or a little bit of oversteer, and Slim keeps the lead. And now, possibly a chance for the German driver, Laronix. Navy holding on nicely with his soft tyres as well. And look, there is your front 8. I could just see Lucas in the background. And BP right behind him. Laronix penalty. It's the guys like Matt 2 you don't see penalties too often from. It could be crucial. Slim keeping his nose clean as well as it stands. No penalties for him. They're starting to creep in elsewhere. Looks like Matt and Crazy Power having a good little battle there. Granty Boy's back up behind Dan Murphy and flying on those soft tyres. And is that a mistake from Flying Stars? And yet again it is on the exit of the stadium section. How many times have we seen this from Flying Sauce? And he may get disqualified if he's not careful. Be really careful. No virtual, no safety car. But yet again, it's Flying Sauce's customary spin from a great position all the time and pits for a new front wing. Oh, just gets it round the pit lane. And yet again, qualifying Maestro, and he's retired. Oh, frustration for Flying Sauce. Real frustration. That is Dan Murphy being passed by our absolutely flying Granty Boy. So those drivers who have made no stop, they see the yellow flags out for a long time and they're just praying that it results in a safety car. But Flying Sauce's frustrating season continues, and he will be looking to reset and start again next season. Man who won, who led the championship after the first round in Australia, of course. Right, Slim still in the DRS of Matt 2. Laronix there as well. Navy just started to back off. He's got his mirrors full of Jacob. Looks like those soft tyres have given up. And where's T. Sammy? 9th place. So, considering 5 of the top 10 starting soft tyres, only Navy remains. And Jacob may get the move down here, down the inside. And this should be quite easy for the Englishman. It is. Navy will try and pick up a draft on the way down to turn 1, but can't do anything about it. And Jacob into 4th place with just the 3 seconds of penalties so far. Jamie passing T. Sammy. On the hard tyres, Jamie's paid an early price with pace-wise and hard tyres. However, yet again, he's kept his nose clean, finds himself in the top 10, and he will be going long into the race. Dan Murphy passing T-Sammy. T-Sammy got a problem. He pitted. And he was on soft, so that's a scheduled pit stop for T-Sammy. Now on the medium tyres, and he's in a great position to score potentially a nice little haul of points. The IRC Super League champion. Oh, they're not for long, because I believe Max is about to take it. Good battle here between Matt and... Laronix, another penalty at 6 seconds as Matt trying to go down the inside of Crazy Power. Or in fact, it's the other way around. Crazy Power on the outside of Matt. Just gets it stopped in time on the hard tyres. Nice little battle there. 15th place. Frisky Biscuit, despite the early stop, is only for 14th. A safety car would bring him back into play. So Laronix, I believe, has 6 seconds of penalties now. He does, and that would put him behind Jacob. However, it'll put them both behind Navy. Navy going on the soft tyres. Drakatos hasn't quite made his move yet, as I thought he would. Still there in 6th place, however, still nicely pointed. In fact, he might have a move here on Navy. Thinks better of it. Tucks up the inside of the Dutch driver. Netherlands v Greece here. Soft versus mediums. Racing Point versus Alpha. And now Drakatos has the drive out of the turn 3. Will he ever go in the short DRS straight to turn 4? Round the outside. Dave will make him... Well, made him work hard for it, but it's not enough grip on those soft tyres for Navy as Drakatos round the outside into 5th place. In fact, that is a net 3rd place as it stands with the penalties. And T-Sammy getting past Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy's had a wretched race. And now it's 6 seconds for Jacob. Oh, it's going to cost him a podium. And I wonder if Navy will ditch these soft tyres, which have done him well, and can he get the mediums to the end? It's 26 laps. It's asking a lot. Crazy Power penalty in his battle with Matt. They're still locked together. Nose to tail for 15th place. So a lot of early stoppers. It's going to be a 2-stop for a lot of these drivers, I feel. Will Navy pit surely this time by? And he does. Great first stint for the man who is... Like I said at the start, a Nico Hulkenberg straight back in the car after 2 months out the game at last minute notice. And has so far done a fantastic. Let's hope this pit stop is nice and routine. It is, and away he goes. And there is Lucas being passed by BP. And a lovely move there by the Dutch driver. Up into 6th place, BP showing some nice pace. BP and Lucas are end the season strong, picking up some points. And that is a lovely move, and BP finds himself, albeit with a penalty, but into 6th place ahead of Lucas. But look at our top 4. There they are. Frisky Biscuit penalty, but we've got the first 4 separate. The first 5 separated by just 2.5 seconds. And then the gap to BP. So this is beautifully set up. Who's going to blink first? Who will pit first out of these 6 drivers or 5 drivers for soft tyre? Will they stretch to softs, or will they go soft? Some are saying 2-stop may be the way to go around here. Matt 2 closes in. Drakatos, Laronix locking up. Of course, Laronix and Jacob both have 6 seconds of penalty, so really, Drakatos is a net 3rd. Penalties aren't as well. There's the pit window open for a 2-stop onto the soft tyres. Will they do it? DRS train, down it comes. Matt picks up another 3-second penalty. Looks like he's dropped back a bit from Crazy Power now, who's starting to catch Frisky. Frisky Biscuit is actually lapping quicker than Jonathan Cox, who I've just jinxed and picks up another penalty. So the first 5, I keep saying 6. Drakatos has dropped back a little bit. Matt picks up another penalty. I wonder if they are going to mount up. A safety car comes out. He's not in a good place, but there is your first 5. Nose to tail. It's a Haas from Red Bull from Alpha. Williams, Alpha. Great to see the resurgence of Alfa Romeo. It really is. Slim holding on. I wonder if Matt is tyre saving here. Dan Murphy drops it down because he's in the pits. Promotes Frisky Biscuit up to 13th place. Frisky having a really good race yet again. Progress made by the Welsh driver. We'll be hoping for a few minutes ahead. Granty Boy now behind Navy, and Matt is out. It's in the pits, folks. It's in the pits. No safety car then. Matt's, who qualified for the first time in the top 10, retires for the second time in his Zenith career. What a shame. What a shame for Matt. Got tangled up. Of course, they were 5 wide at the very start and the start finishing straight. And I think Matt and Crazy Power and Frisky all came together, which was pretty inevitable. Now, I sense a bit of tyre saving here. They're all going to try and stretch to a one-stop. Slim is so much earlier on the brakes than Matt 2 is. Matt 2 makes up nearly 3/10 of a second in a braking zone alone. Leronix and Jacob need these guys to pick up some penalties. Leronix, as Jacob's now dropped out of DRS zone, and Dirakatos also, I wonder, of course the undercut is huge round here, but so's tyre wear. It's a fine balance. Navy first penalty. Navy, of course, Navy going about his business may undercut the lot of them. Because Navy is absolutely flying out there. The gap to Jamie's coming down hand over fist. And he's in a great position. Lucas can't keep up. There he is at the back of BP. Now Matt 2 is closer than ever to the back of Slim. There they are. There he is, front four. Jacob picks up 9 seconds of penalties. My way, you'd be lucky to hold on to a top 5 here. Sadly, a Silverstone repeat for Jacob. Don't forget, it was Jacob, Slim and Matt 2 that went 3 wide unscathed into Copse Corner last week in that thrilling race and thrilling action. I just feel they're trying to avoid penalties and just mind the tyres at the moment. Well, Matt 2, have a look here. He's a lot closer. Oh, and look at this. Just tucks in and Slim makes the mistake and get into turn 1. This is tightly poised. JB1 passing Lucas, who pits off his mediums. Now, what tyre is this? It's the hard tyres. So definitely no more stops for Lucas. Where will he emerge? Out the pit lane. It's a bit of a long exit, this pit lane. It's going to get passed by Tissot Morales. That's for position. Though Tissot may have to stop again in 10th place. But Lucas comes out 11th in a nice position ahead of Jonathan Cox. And all going to plan. Lucas should be on for some more points. Lovely front wing end. No shot there of the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, the top 4 have all closed right in again, and Drakatos is also starting to catch up as well. They're still lapping comfortably quicker than BP. He'll be happy with the clear track and able to go on with his own race. And Slim, I wonder if he's struggling, because look at the oversteer at the rear, wiggling through the stadium section. I think his tyres are starting to scream. And it's surely going to be hard, and Leronix pits as well. So Leronix and Slim pit. Now, will they get the undercut? And where's Navy going to come out compared to these? It won't be, well, it won't be softs, that's for sure. If you're 2-stop, you can put the softs on. Who else is that in the pits? That's Jacob also in the pits, and Lucas picks up another penalty. So Slim just beats Leronix out the pits. There he is on. Is that soft tyres for Slim? They're on softs. They're 2-stop. That surely means a 2-stop. And there goes Navy, and Navy jumps Jacob. Why did Jacob stop takes on? Jacob's gone hard, so Jacob's done. Which is wise from Jacob. He needs to do something different. BP exits the pits behind Tissot. I tell you what a stint from Tissot Morales. And mediums for BP. So he's going to have to stop again. Where Lucas on hard. So now we've got a complete, as Granty Boy pits again. So we've got a complete straight. Oh no, and Jacob tried to pass Navy and took himself out. And that is not what you need to be doing on those hard tyres that are going to take you to the end of the race. A Slim picks up a penalty. Oh, that's dreadful news for him. And they're behind Jamie. And there he is again. Jamie 1, who is definitely one-stopping. Matt 2 responding. The problem for Slim is he hasn't got much of an undercut because he's stuck behind Jamie 1. It's going to be costing Slim big time. Drakatos pits. Matt 2 goes to softs. So they're going to have to surely stop again. And look, Jamie 1 is badly holding them up. Matt 2 may come out in the lead here. Of course, Jamie 1 and Slim are old championship rivals. Where is Matt 2? Slim does lead. Despite being held up, Slim retakes lead. Leronix takes second place as he's passing Jamie 1. Right, the undercut is so strong that despite that, Matt 2 and Drakatos now on hard. So Drakatos going to the end and he hasn't got a penalty yet. All of a sudden, halfway through this race, it's completely blown wide open as the top 5, who are so close together. BP puts a move there on Tissot Morales. He's on mediums. He'll have to go to the another stop. And Crazy Power is out. In the pits, folks. In the pits. So no safety car. Frisky Biscuit. Leronix. Another penalty for Leronix as well. Right behind the back of Spin. Frisky Biscuit. Although he's pretty much last in 13th place. His pace has been really, really good. Easily a midfielder at the moment. So, Slim from Luronic. So they're going to have to stop again. So is Matt 2, who's now in 3rd place. However, no penalties. JV1 has got to stop again as well. Drakatos, they're in 5th with no penalties. Hard tyres. Jinxed it. Just picked up a penalty. Hard tyres has got to stop again. Navy has got to stop again, but he's back up to 6th place. Ahead of Jacob, who hasn't got to stop again. Slim fastest lap. Are you keeping up, folks? BP 8th, who has probably... Well, he started on medium. He started on mediums. He's gone back to medium, so he's going to have to stop again. T. Sammy in 9th will have to stop again. Just ahead of Lucas, who's on hards, who may not stop again. Luronics, after all that, is taking the lead of the race. Around the outside of Slim, the two LR drivers, side by side, wheel to wheel, and it's the German driver who may come out on top here. He'll have the inside against the double apex, but backs out of it, in fact. And Slim round the outside retakes the lead, and now Matt 2 is there as well. And this all favours Jamie and Drakatos. Fantastic battling yet again. Fantastic will-to-will action. And still, Matt 2 and Jamie have no penalties, as not does Granty Boy Dan Murphy or Kill Bill. And it's been a terrible race for Crazy Power. Of course, he was one of the ones involved in that collision off the start line. So Slim defending hard is going to have 2 cars with DRS, although Luronics lost a little bit of time. In fact, it's Matt 2 who looks close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. As we start lap 18, here we go again. Slim has got that straight line speed, hasn't he? Look, he's comfortably ahead. Luronics may have to defend from Matt 2 here. And surely Drakatos is passing with Matt 2, nothing doing there. But Drakatos has got past, and Drakatos does not have to stop again. Who's got the right strategy call here? Is Drakatos in the right strategy? Or is T. Sammy passing his good friend Lucas? What? Lucas going backwards? I wonder if Lucas has made a mistake. T. Sammy on the hard and medium tyres. Frisky Biscuit, sadly, penalties are starting to thwart his race. He's still only 5 seconds of Dan Murphy, doing a terrific job. They're in 13th place. Jacob just been trying to do his own race. He's already had a half a spin trying to pass Navy, who, by the way, and Granty Boy now passing Jonathan Cox, and there he goes into 11th place. Granty Boy on the recovery. He really needs a safety car. He's probably got one more stop left in him as well, as Kill Bill pits at the back of the field. Matt 2 still no penalty, and it'll be frustrating. Slim and Luronics. Matt 2 sitting pretty for the race win. A trademark of his championship. Lack of penalties, consistency being the absolute key. And look at this, he's getting closer and closer to the back of Luronics. Will he feint and move? The answer is no. Drakatos is dropping time, but on the hard tyres and doesn't have to stop. When's J1 going to pull the trigger? I imagine J1 will try and get to a stage where he can put the soft tyres on. He could be mighty towards the end of this race. Watch out for him towards the end of the race. And in fact, he's been caught by his teammate TTG Nave, because this is the original Racing Point pairing. It's great to see him back up there, and both of them back at the front, and Jacob has caught the back of him as well. Jacob with, I think, 12 seconds of penalties. Yeah, 12 seconds of penalties. He's going to be lucky to hold on to a top 7. Dan Murphy's past Frisky Biscuit, who I think has just stopped. And Lucas is repassing T. Sammy, and there he is. The AlphaTauri getting past the McLaren. T. Sammy could be in for another good haul of points here. Could possibly get him ahead of Frisky Biscuit in that really good battle they're having at the moment. But at the front three is separated by that. Literally nothing. A blink of an eye. Slim with that powerful straight line speed in the Haas. It's what's keeping ahead of Luronics at the moment. Luronics with a handful of penalties himself, which could cost the German driver a podium. Look at that. DRS open for the Alfa Romeo, and it's not really making much impact on the Haas. And still, Drakatos is just 4.5 seconds back. However, of course, when these guys pit for a new set of softs, they're going to have some mighty speed on that Alfa Romeo. I'm pretty sure they're going to be stopping again. It's a massive ask to get those softs all the way. Right, what we got here? We've got Jamie 1, we've got Navy, we've got Jacob for 5th, 6th and 7th. And that is a back marker in the background. It's a lap car for Kill Bill. as Jacob has finally got past. Well, elbows out on Navy there. Jacob's got 12 seconds of penalties. Navy will know that as well. But Jacob is a man on a mission. He needs to make his way back up and try and start gapping these guys. Jacob, another penalty. 15 seconds. He got disqualified from here 2 years ago for penalties. And he's well on his way. Oh, it's just the most frustrating element of this man's racing. And for that matter, another man who's picked up a penalty, Jonathan Cox. Penalties massively cost these guys big results. And Jacob again, who no doubt has the pace for a podium, is going to be missing out as JB1 does pit. What a stint. What a stint. A man who is having a fantastic second half of the season has got himself, for the first time this season, into the top 10 of the championship. What tyres is it? That's the question. Is that a set of softs? No, it's mediums. It's mediums. So he'll comfortably go to the end. He's going to have some pace as well. Should come out into 10th place. Where's Granty Boy? It's going to be close. Granty Boy does pip Jamie, but Jamie hasn't got to stop again. Fresh set of mediums. I expect this man to be, well, keep an eye on him. Jamie 1 could really come into play in the last few laps of this race. Yet again, the alternative strategy has paid off for Jamie. Could pay off for Jamie 1. Navy is not letting Jacob go, is he? After Jacob put some manners on him earlier on in the race, Jacob is sticking tight with him because Navy may have to stop again. There's question marks out there over strategy at the moment because the drivers weren't sure themselves going into this race. T. Samarales has just dropped behind Lucas, who's dropped behind BP, I tell you what, BP could pass Jacob for a top 6. BP nicely having a nice little quiet race, going about his own business. What about the battle at the front? There they are. And their soft tyres would have seen their best days now. Watch the gap between Dracotos and Livorix. And by the way, Matt 2's jumped into second place. So Matt 2 now on the move and still hasn't got a penalty. Where Slim has 3 seconds. Oh, Navy penalty, 6 seconds for him. Jacob has 15. BP would jump Jacob and could jump Navy. BP could be looking at a well-earned top 5 to build on what a good result he had at Silverstone as well. And another driver who could finish this season on a high. And Matt too, there's an example of why he doesn't pick up penalties. He was about to drift out wide and pick up a warning and literally backed off and stopped himself picking up a penalty. It's about discipline. There he stops. Granty Bill on the 2 stop and he may have to stop again. Frisky also has 2 stopped. Everybody else has 1 stopped. However, that could change. How long can these softs hold out for? Yellow flags and it's in the S's and it could be Kill Bill and it is. Oh, the dangerous part of the track. Kill Bill on the hard tyres. I thought we'd lose more drivers in that section. We lost plenty of them in qualifying. Kill Bill, however, goes back round the right way and away he goes. No virtual safety car or safety car. And back at the front, look at this. Look at this. Slim with the smallest of margin. And Navy gets back past Jacob Bradbury. Navy back into 5th place. What is going on? And Jacob picks up another penalty. Now this is where Jacob puts some manners on Navy earlier on in the race. Jacob's not got, in fact, Navy has a DRS. Jacob now with 18 seconds of penalties. Lucas picks up another. Oh, and Jacob's tyres look knackered. That car is floating around everywhere. A really frustrating race for Jacob. Back at the front, Laronix is dropping off. Of course, he pit a lap sooner than Matt 2. And Matt 2 now all over the back of Slim. Slim, frustration of a lack of penalty for Matt 2. Yeah, man, battle resumed again between the two. I'll tell you what, long may this continue, especially into next season. So Slim, Matt 2 getting closer, on board. Is he going to have a go? He may have a go here. He may have a go. He's getting closer and closer. Slim forces him. Slim's left it too late. And Matt 2 takes a lead. I think Slim got a bit complacent there. Yellow flags and Kill Bill's gone. In the S's. How far in the S's has he gone? I don't think it's going to be a safety car. There's Dan Murphy. That should be a safety car. His car is planted in the middle of the track with its wheel ripped off and nothing doing. Wow, I've seen safety cars given for less. In the meantime, Matt 2 resumes the lead of the racing as Jonathan Cox gets past T. Sammy, who has pitted for the final time onto a set of softs. As Slim runs wide and picks up another penalty. It's 6 seconds. They're gifting this win. They're gifting it to Matt 2, but don't write out Drakatos yet. 3 seconds, and he may start now coming back at the soft tyre runners. 5.7, the gap is maintained. Kill Bill for the second lap, a consecutive lap, binned it in the S's, and this time it finished him off. I can't believe that wasn't even a virtual safety car. Jamie right behind the back of Granty Boy here. Look at this. This is for 9th place. Jamie, of course, hasn't got to stop again. Matt 2 penalty, there it is. And Slim, who's now picked up 6 seconds, he waited patiently for Matt to pick up a penalty. Well, Matt has, but Slim's picked up an additional one. And I expect the Dutchman here to get a nice slingshot of DRS. Jacob, penalty. He must be in the verge of disqualification. That's 21 seconds now for Jacob. Here comes Jamie. Granty Boy hasn't got much defence on his soft tyres. We've now done 9 laps. And Jamie up into 9th place. And he will get on hunting there the AlphaTauri Lucas. Jacob still behind Navy. Navy is on for a fantastic top 5. What a return for the Dutch driver. Drakatos is now catching Leronix. Oh, jinxed it. Another one. Navy, 3-second penalty. Leronix 1.5 now off the back of Slim and slipping back into the clutches of the Greek driver Drakatos. And Map 2 pits and Slim pits and Leronix pits. So Drakatos goes on and leads the race. And with 10 laps to go, it's down to Slim, Leronix and Matt to hunt down Drakatos. But I think it's too much. What's the gap going to be? They're going to catch him hand over fist. Another set of soft tires. Jacob jumps in there. So Navy pits. T. Sammy penalty. And Matt 2. What's the leader interval? That's the one. They're 13 seconds. They've got 10 laps to make up 13 seconds. Lucas passes. I'll tell you what, Jamie's jumped Navy. Although Navy will come out on soft tyres, so Lucas won't have to stop again. BP may have to as well. Jacob has got a handful of penalties, but now he's in second. He hasn't got to stop again. And I'll tell you what, oh, it's going to get spicy when the leaders, Matt 2, Slim and Leronix, all catch the back of Jacob because he's not going to let them through whatsoever. And that could play into Drakatos' hands, but look, the gap is already down to 12 seconds. They've already made up a second on 1 lap. But they need more. 10 laps to go. They need more than that. Frisky passing Dan Murphy, who's pitted back in the 13th, goes Frisky Biscuit. Not far behind his teammate, Jonathan Cox. There's Jacob. And here come the trio. Here come Matt 2. Well, I thought Drakatos pitted then, he didn't. Here comes Matt 2, here comes Slim, here comes Leronix, all stuck together. Can 11, 10 seconds. Wow, they've made up 2 seconds on that lap, the Drakatos. But they've got this man here to pass, and they've already caught the back of Jacob. 10.8 between them and the leader, Drakatos. They'll be praying they get held up because he's only got 3 seconds of penalties. The same as Matt 2. So not only have Slim and Leronix got to catch Drakatos in the lead, they've got to gap him. But they are catching him quickly. There's Jacob, there's Matt 2, there's Slim. I tell you what, it's the same 3 who were involved in that fantastic battle at Silverstone. However, this time, Jacob is far older tyres and a ton of penalties. BP's not pitting. I wonder if BP may try and stretch those medium tyres out to the end. He's got a 23-second gap to Lucas, who also is pitting again. Oh, in fact, no, I'm looking at the leader intervals. But look now, there's Matt 2, right behind the back of Jacob. And Jacob's going defensive. He certainly isn't trying to let him through, is he? Matt 2 round the outside. Drakatos penalty. 6 seconds for Drakatos. Matt 2 gets through. Can Slim get through? Jacob's going to fight it. He hasn't got the grip, has he? Oh, my word. These soft tyre runners are absolutely mighty. They're ripping it up. And now the gap is down to 9.5. But Matt 2 only has to get within 3 seconds of Drakatos because he's got 6 seconds of penalties. However, Slim would have to pass Drakatos to win the race. And Jacob now... Oh, what's happening here? BP does pit for softs. Leronix is not quite making his way through as, like the front two. Slim and Matt 2 have taken off on the soft tyres. And they've sort of left Leronix behind, haven't they? Leronix just not getting these soft tyres up to speed as early as he would like. So Lucas now into 6th place. JB1, still no penalty for JB1. Now right behind the Greek driver. Dutch and Norwegian resident Jacob, mate, is not going to score a point. 24 seconds of penalties for Jamie. I cannot see him scoring a point. So Navy right behind Jamie as well. Look, there are the 2 racing points. They're trying to get past Lucas. Jamie 1 from the back of the pack, may I add. Jamie 1 started at the back of the pack on the hard tyres, and yet again, the alternate strategy is working for him. Meanwhile, Matt 2 is now 8 seconds behind Drakatos, and he's taking Slim with him. And in fact, Leronix is now passing Jacob there for 4th place, but he's lost touch with the front guys. Whatever happens, Drakatos should be in line for a podium. Matt 2, and Slim's retaken Matt 2. Oh, and that is a game changer. And TG Navy passing his teammate. Oh my word, they're 3 abreast. Lucas is a sandwich. They're going to get caught. Oh, well done, Lucas. Saw it late and got out of it. That's great driving. I don't think he realised he was in a Racing Point sandwich. Navy had the inside. Navy's in fact jumped Jamie. So Navy now in 6th place. On the soft tyres, of course. He's going. And he'll be on for a top 5. Because Jacob's penalties is going to cost him. So he can get on his race. Jamie, as it stands, I think Jacob is 1 penalty away from disqualification. And in fact, he has. Jacob is gone. And for the 2nd time in his career, Jacob has been disqualified for penalties. I shouldn't laugh. Oh, Jacob. Please, this man, you're a championship contender if you can just sort those penalties out. He's got the pace, no doubt. Right, the gap at the front is just under 7 seconds. Who's that Renault? That's Frisky Biscuit about to get lapped, I think. So, Drakatos is fine with Slim. They're on the same penalties. They're fine. It's Matt 2 who just needs to get within 3 seconds. However, the best of these soft tyres have been 6 laps to go. Leronix has 9 seconds. So Drakatos will be on for 2nd place as it stands. A net 2nd place. The podium would then, so it would be Matt 2 from Drakatos from Slim. And if Navy and J1 can get a move on, they could possibly pick off Leronix as well. And Navy has 9 seconds. And Granty Boy into 9th place. My word, he's at a mid-round. And BP picks a penalty. Another one at 6 seconds for him. And Granty Boy jumps into 9th just ahead of T. Samarales, who's holding on to that final point. Doing a great Granty Boy, no penalty. Granty Boy could pick up positions here with no penalties. He could actually be on for a top 7. And that would... Oh, and Lucas picks up. That would definitely help Granty Boy's case. Lucas now with 12 seconds. And he's only 11 seconds out of BP on a fresh set of soft tyres. Who's got the fastest lap as it stands? Fastest lap belongs to Slim. On for the bonus point. There your position changes. Jamie up 9. Drakatos up 9. What a race he's had. The gap is not coming down as quick anymore, is it? It's not coming down as quick. Matt needs to get within 3 seconds of Drakatos to win this race. And he's not doing enough. Because Slim is, well, not holding him up, but they're having their own fight, aren't they? And then Leronix has caught them. No, actually, there's a car in there. It's not Leronix. I think it's Frisky being lapped. Yeah, it is. It's Frisky who's been lapped. Slightly for me there. So Drakatos leads by 5.2 and the gap has stabilised. Now 5-1. Matt needs to get within 3 seconds in the final 5 laps to win this race. Slim could deny him that. This is beautifully poised. There he stops. 2-stopper. As it stands, though, it's Drakatos' 1 stop, which could have been the way to go. And, of course, JB1, who's still at the back. Granty Boy has 3 stopped. Still finds himself in ninth place. Frisky Biscuit 13th after 3 stops as well. There's your tyre situation. 4.6, they're coming. They are coming, and now Matt 2 being dragged along by DRS, which will help him get within the 3 seconds to Drakatos. It's going to be tough for Drakatos now, I feel. Navy Dave doing an absolutely fantastic job in 5th place. What a great race he has had. He still would lose that place to Jamie on penalties, though. He needs 9 seconds over Jamie. However, you said to Navy Dave an hour before the race, mate, you're going to be racing for the first time in 2 months, and you're going to be getting a top 6. I think he'd take it. I think he'd take it. Granty Boy would definitely get BP and Lucas on penalties. Oh, and Slim picks up another penalty. 9 seconds, and that's 6 seconds over Drakatos. And now, Lyronics, if he can get close enough to Slim, would be fighting for an out-and-out position. And Matt 2, and look, they're already now 3-8 behind Drakatos. They're still reeling the Greekman in now with what? 3 laps to go. I've got a feeling Matt 2's going to have enough here to do it on penalties, unless, of course, Matt 2 picks up another penalty, which would mean Drakatos would surely win this race. Frisky's out. Oh, what a shame. Although I think he was in a version of qualification as well, so we're down to 12. And on a track that isn't really known for its attrition rate. Oh, Drakatos, stay off those curbs. You're going to have another penalty coming. And there they are, 3.6. He needs 3 seconds over Matt 2. The gap is currently 4. 3 laps to go. He'll be praying that Slim can hold him up. Lyronics has just not gone with him. These 3 were stuck together for so long. Oh, Navy penalty. That could cost him, well, no, it should hold him on for 6th place. Should hold him for 6th place. Still, Drakatos doing everything he can on 16 laps on those hard tyres. And there is Slim, and there was Matt 2, and still the gap is enough for Drakatos to take his 2nd win of the season. It's still enough. He's still going to do it. This is going to the wire. He should be top 2, whatever happens, but he'll want that top step again. He started 10th, don't forget. 3 seconds, but it's 3.8. Let's get the leader. We want the leader. It's the gap between Matt 2 and Drakatos we want. It's 3.7 with 2 laps to go. And he's getting a chunk of DRS. That's going to help him. Ah, Drakatos penalty is going to finish it. Oh, what a shame. The young Greek driver is going to be denied by penalties. As it stands, that means Matt 2 would win this race. And Drakatos would be 2nd ahead of Slim, ahead of Lyronics, and it'd be Jamie 1. What a stellar race he's had. As it stands, would be another top 5. What a charge. Final charge of the season Jamie 1's having. And now Matt 2 just takes the edge of this battle. Lucas is picking up a flurry of penalties. His tyres must be shot. 19 laps in those hards, and T Sammy's out from the points. Why is he stopped? He's just possibly gifted a point to Jonathan Cox. Why has T Sammy out? From 10th place, and a rare point for T Sammy has just gone begging. With 2 laps to go. In fact, Dan Murphy may take the point away because Jonathan Cox has 12 seconds of penalties. And he's 15 behind Jonathan Cox. So Jonathan Cox would hold on as it stands. He's in a nightmare race as well. Penultimate lap on the penultimate race. And Drakatos' dreams, because if he still had 6 seconds, he'd still be in range. What a shame. That late 3-second penalty is going to cost the Greek driver the win unless Matt 2 picks up a penalty. Lyronics just has not gone with these 2. However, it's going to be first points of the season for the German driver as well. Slim and Matt 2 have been stuck nose to tail for the last 2 races. Silverstone, you couldn't separate him. Now here in Mexico. Slim penalty again. He's got to be careful. He's got 15 seconds. That could promote Lyronics to the podium. Ah, Granty Boy penalty. That could cost him some points. But Leronix may have just been gifted a penalty from Slim. A podium, sorry. Slim, who's usually so good with penalties, has now got 6 seconds extra. And, well, that's close. That is touch and go. Last lap. And he does not want Matt 2 challenging him. It's the last thing he needs. Matt 2 gets through. And they're only 2.7 behind Drakatos, whose tyres I think have pretty much gone now. But Leronix needs a lapse of his life here because he's 2/10 off a podium. The battle for the final spot is going to the wire. He's 4/10 off a podium place. Oh, Leronix will be frustrated. I don't think he's going to have enough here. Slim, big wiggle of the car there. There's Drakatos. It's going to be a well-earned second place for him and probably a driver of the day. That one stop has worked. He started from 10th. He went long on the medium tyre. Then put the hards on. It's worked for him absolutely beautifully. Still 4/10 a second between the gap between Leronix and Slim for the last podium place. I don't think it's going to be enough for Leronix. He's just going to miss out. What's the yellow flag for? It's for Dan Murphy getting out the way. The confetti is out, but it's not for the man in first. It's for the man who's going to win this race. Our champion, Matt 2. Matt 2 rounds the final corner. He wins round 19 in Mexico to consolidate his championship. And Leronix is going to miss a podium by 2/10 of a second. Slim holds on. And what a super sub. Mr. Nico Hulkenberg. TTG Navy fills in late on his return to Zenith. I don't think it's going to be 5th. What a return though. Jamie 1 from the very back. Is going to finish the top 5 yet again. Racing Point 5th and 6th. Oh, a big collision. We've got a massive pile up on the start finishing straight. Now, where does Lucas finish with all his penalties? BP 7th. Good result. Quiet race of BP, but it's points again. Now, Granty Boy does jump Lucas. He had his problems. There's an absolute wreckage of cars from the start finishing straight. And where Jonathan Cox is gonna hold. Damn, Murphy got lapped. Yeah, so Jonathan Cox does hold on for a point. 11 finishes. And there's the melee of cars on the start finishing straight. A track which is not renowned for its race of attrition. However, 11 finishes. Jamie 1, driver of the day. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Drakatos. Although Jamie 1 had an outstanding race as well. Drakatos denied on penalties then. But your winner is your champion, Matt 2. And yet again, I cannot wait for next season. Because he was made to work for it again. But again, penalties, consistency has given this man the victory. How many times have we seen that this season? Confetti sprayed, champagne sprayed. And we go into the final race of the season next week in Brazil. Is where we finish it. Can we get a new winner? Great podium that. Well done, Drakatos. Started 10th, 1 stopped it. That late penalty denied him the win. Jamie 1, 15th to 5th on a 1 stop as well. Got the hard tyres to the end. Brilliant effort from Jamie. Navy in 6th. Dutch, great day for the Dutch drivers, isn't it? Matt 2, Jamie 1, Navy, BP. Granty Boy, after 3 stopping in a nightmare race, salvages 8th place. That's 2nd place, by the way. That's 2nd place in the championship wrapped up for Granty Boy. He will get the runners-up medal. That also means your is guaranteed 3rd. A 3rd place medal as well. Lucas Knight, more points for him after a run of 8 races without points. That's 2 races in a row for points. And Jonathan Cox, what happened to him in that race? No idea. 10th place. Let's get some drivers in. Whew, before my voice completely goes. Let's just get them in. I've got Slim and Matt too. Let's see if we can get some drivers in. TC Navy says he enjoyed it in the comments. Yeah, rightly so. What a what's going on here? Something happening in chat. So we have some. Of course, Jacob's qualified for the 2nd race. running. Unbelievable. Right, I have got our champion and our race winner, Matt, too. Matt, mate, yet again, kept your nose clean, consistent, and it's just got you the race win again.
Yeah, that was just exhausting, that race. It's just so much focusing on not getting penalties. You can't like fully push flat out because of those track limits. It's just yeah, exhausting, as I said.
Yeah, it's like a lot of drivers had the same problem as well. The soft tyres seemed to give drivers more problems because the extra grip, they were pushing harder, but it meant they kept going off the track. Did you find that to be the case?
In honesty, I just tried to. I played it a bit conservative just to not pick up penalties because I saw Drakatos picked up a few, and I was like, yeah, I need to get within 3 seconds of him and just make sure I don't get too many penalties myself.
Yeah, and just the 3 seconds, of course, Drakatos' late penalty has denied him a win. But yet again, you were made to work for that. Some fantastic battles with Slim and Jacob and Leronix yet again. You hopefully a sign of things to come for next season.
Yeah, definitely. It was awesome. Like fighting with all those guys. I can't wait for next season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one. Another race win. Going into Brazil, you've come to win the championship. Does that take the pressure off? Are you still going to go for it in Brazil and try and pick up another victory, or what does it mean? Do you race more freely now?
I don't really change how I drive. I go full out in my battles, but if I see that it's not going to work, I just back out. Doesn't matter whether I'm in the championship or not.
No, well said, and Slim. In the end, you held on for third by 4/10 of a second ahead of 2/10 ahead of Leronix in the end. Another strong race, another strong end to the season you're having. You must be excited for next season as well.
Yeah. It looks next season's going to be constantly close up and down fields. Can't help but feel a little bit disappointed with that. Penalties at the end cost me second. Just overdriving. I was trying to catch Drakatos, but at the same time, lost more time than what I gained. So, yeah, but that's how that went. But otherwise, yeah, next season's going to be awesome.
You're saying it looks like you took too much out your tyres, fighting with Matt 2 at the end, which probably cost you that second place, pushing too hard. For you as well, how hard was that, just keeping it in between the track limits?
It's easy when you're pushing and trying to catch someone. If you're just running your own race, I think personally it's quite easy because, like I said, you're not trying to push the limits. You're just running your own race. This track is one where you can get penalties very easily if you try. So if you push the limits, but if you, let's say, just lift off here and there, it's fairly simple. Just not push the limit too hard. Because mostly in the fast corners you get penalties.
Yeah, and going into Brazil, just try and end on a high and take another victory, which would set you up nicely for the new season, of course, and in your new team at Renault.
Yes, that is the aim, and hopefully if Hellasra and Mania don't race or have a calamity, there's a potential P4 in the standings there, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, I know Hilldrop's definitely out for the season. Nick Mania could be back, depends on the football. But I think Olympiacos aren't playing next Wednesday, so Nick Mania could be back. So it could be a great fight between you and him for that fourth place. And that's a good recovery for you this season, Slim, considering yet again you had a nightmare first half.
Seems to be a theme here, isn't there? You said last time I won the championship, but yeah, hopefully I can get rid of the gremlins at the start of the season and keep it all the way through.
That's it. Well, guys, thank you very much. That is it. One round to go, and that's it. We are done. It took us a while to get going in this race, but we got underway, and yet again, the battle at the front was frenetic and intense. Great race by Jamie Wan, qualified 15th to finish in 5th place. Driver of the day, along with Drakatos, who started 10th and managed to finished second just on penalties. One race left to go in Brazil next week, and then we go for a 2-week Christmas New Year break before we do it all over again, and it should be a cracker. So should next week. What's the weather going to bring? It's an old school track, always brings up surprises, and it let races of attrition. Same time, same place. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. Good night.